The following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
Make myself look presentable as much as possible under the circumstances anyway.
So I think the first ones we'll deal with are the two guys you've assigned to help you who come around.
Okay.
Well, they've decided not to do it.
And they're like, so what's the go? What's the plan here, Mr. Paladin? What?
I'm not a paladin.
Oh, great. So what's the plan? What's your plan? What's your outline? How can we release them?
Well, Eddie, I was hoping you would be able to get aboard the building crew for the gallows.
I think I can arrange that. I know a few of the ladies in the palace.
It's good to know. We're hoping that you would possibly be able to sabotage the gallows so they didn't.
Hey, don't worry about that. I don't know a thing about building shit.
Well,
anything I try and build will undoubtedly fall down.
That's good to know. If you could get anybody, if you could gauge anybody who's sympathetic to our cause who could aid you during the building, then by all means.
No
do
problem.
Do not tip your hand.
The only hand I need to tip is the one they'll be eating all out of.
See.
His smile actually sparkles in the candlelight. You have to admit, for a peasant, he's stupidly pretty.
No.
Yeah, but so's he.
No, he's ruggedly handsome. There's a difference.
So
This guy is like rich boy pretty. Just waiting for someone to mess his face up.
Dudley, I was hoping that when it came to execution time,
So show me Dudley's picture for a second here. I can't remember which one he is.
the effeminate.
Oh, that's right, Dudley. Right, Forrester, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes,
You're pretty handy with a bow.
I'm pretty. What? Oh,
Handy with a bow.
oh, absolutely.
I was hoping you would join me in, hopefully once Eddie's handiworkers has, I suppose, led to the fruits of hopefully the whole gallows falling down, you would assist me in picking off some of the, or you would pick off some of the more prominent guards from a distance while the rest of us led an assault against the guards and freed the people.
What's your policy on actual guards, though? Like the old guards.
Try to injure them rather than kill them.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who tries to stop us, anybody you have to kill, but
Lots of arrows to the knees will be fine.
keep them as guards forever. We need some way of also getting weapons to the people.
Well, I was
we
going
free.
to ask, what's the plan for getting my bow inside the gates? They usually strip weapons of attendees. Or do you want me to shoot from outside the walls?
If you could get a good vantage point. But we also have to be able to smuggle weapons in for all of us.
Oh, okay, it won't work.
Eddie's like, I'll see what I can arrange. Maybe we can bring something in through the supplies gate.
That would be handy if we could get something there ahead of time, especially for the very ones we're trying to free.
Well, if you don't need me for the rest of this, I'll go see what I can arrange.
That would be a good start.
Freedom, brothers.
So, unfortunately, there's no book depository anymore because it's been destroyed.
Yep.
So it has to be up the grassy knoll, does it?
I'm thinking Ven Tower.
Yeah.
The top of that is the highest vantage point that looks down into the palace grounds.
It's gaining access.
Lots of young brave men climb it for bragging rights. Of course, lots of young brave men also fall off it for dying rights.
I think Sylvan could climb it, no problem.
If Seela wants to lend assistance with the bow up there, by all means she can. As long as she's well rested and hasn't got any other duties.
I wouldn't recommend climbing that tower. I'd suggest taking the elevator.
There's an elevator. What's an elevator?
A hoist lift.
Oh.
Like for bringing cargo onto the dock. Except it goes up. You've experienced one in Talvadon. Oh, you're
Yes.
not quite done? We can wait.
Well, I was just wondering who's the next one in.
Oh, so that's your whole plan. You're done. You're not gonna send him out to like scope anything out for you, or
Well, Eddie's already going.
yeah, and he ain't probably coming back.
Oh. Well, if he's not coming back, the whole plan's going to be fucked then.
Not coming back could mean he's just not going to come back and say hi until the day after.
No, he's already. He's going to immerse himself in the plane.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the next one then is Gerard.
Hail, Gerard.
Yes. So you want me to go into the shades?
Yes.
By myself?
Well,
we
we're going to
can
send 3 men with you.
3 men with you.
Oh, I didn't see that entered on the sheet.
No, we've got it written down there, I think.
Ah, well, that doesn't help me, does it?
Oh.
Yeah, well, it doesn't help me. And you just want me to get as much as I can?
Yes. I mean, it's
I assume this will be a daylight operation.
Yes, preferably today, in fact, if you can.
Short notice. I'll see what I can do. I'll let you know if I don't get caught and beaten to death.
Tell him don't take any risks.
Yes, do not take any unnecessary risks. But I trust you can manage this yourself.
Of course. A really quite simple task. 3 men?
Is that enough?
I'm just trying to estimate how much they can... how much I should split between observation and carrying capacity.
Yes.
Should be enough.
We didn't want to give you too many as to make things too obvious. But also didn't want you short-handed.
I will let you know how it goes. He leaves.
Of course.
Next one in is Dave.
Dave. Greetings, Dave. Well,
Known as welcomed by the deer
yes.
and all that. So, you want me to sneak into an estate and plant these plops on some rich duffer?
That's pretty much it, yes.
And,
Preferably
Just-
not getting caught.
me by myself.
Yes.
Well, we
because-
figured you would be more efficient by yourself, since you could probably charm your way in through the servants' entrance.
Yeah, probably. I might need about 4 or 5 gold just to grease a few palms of the more snooty servants.
By all means.
Right. And now, how well do you want this hidden? Hidden like your average cop could find it fairly easy, or hidden like someone really doesn't want it found?
Hidden like somebody doesn't want it found, but it still has to be found. If you follow me.
So,
Hidden so that he'll never find it going through his own things, but a search would turn it up.
Yes.
like floorboards sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm thinking then is give me a bit more money to bribe someone to tip off the constabulary if they don't find it. Say, here, I see my lord with big sacks going down to wherever I hides it now and then. Why don't you look there, Gov?
As long as you can make that not keep that tip anonymous.
Oh, I reckon I can find one way or another to make sure they'll keep quiet on the matter. But it's going to be a bit more than a 5 gold tip. I mean, they could risk their whole position if the estate ain't filled. They'll probably want maybe 20, 30 gold. I know it's a bit much to ask, but...
Take 40 just in case.
Don't we only have 100 to work with?
No, we have 1,000.
1,000, so okay, never mind then.
I'd have asked for more then. 40 should do.
Sorry, was that an in-character thing you asked?
No, it wasn't. I thought it was. I thought it was 100 gold.
Yeah, no,
Basis.
it's
1,000.
No, it's
Okay.
1,000, yeah.
Okay.
You've
We've
done-
got more
yeah.
than we thought. That I thought. Then.
Right then. I'll get onto that tonight. I notice I don't have any backup in case things go nasty. Is that intended?
Do you want a couple of men to stand watch outside, or?
I mean, we just thought it would complicate matters, but
Yeah, well, I mean, I can handle myself. If shit goes tits up, then bet I'm the only one that goes down, right? Nah, don't worry about it. I'll take care of everything. It's good as done.
I admire your confidence.
Right, next one. Villa. Oh God, what have you got him doing?
Very similar, actually, but his is more.
Hi. There seems to be some kind of mistake. I got one of these. I got
Yes.
a death note.
It's not a death note, Villa.
No, look in here. It
What's
says
a death note?
it says a note that says you're going to die.
No, that's not what that is.
It says I've got to poison some top knob's gold with poison that
Yes.
kills you if you touch it.
It doesn't kill you if you touch it.
And that's little me with the you all by myself, alone and Dutch.
Well,
Actually, we provided you with
Two
two men.
Oh, it's like burly fighting types, like big lads.
well, we decided you would probably be better to pick up the two you wanted from the group we have available.
Oh, in that case, I'd have Decker, Dave, and Gan.
Gan
The
is,
two biggest, toughest guys I can think of.
Gan is going to be performing another role, so you cannot.
And so is Decker Dave.
Oh, then I'll just take the two biggest, largest, burliest, toughest guys.
You do realise this is supposed to be a covert operation.
Yeah, no one will suspect them, and they'll keep me completely safe behind their big slab-like bodies. Also, I figure big, tough lads can carry it. I mean, a lot of poison into the...
You don't need that much poison. Remember, you're supposed to be poisoning the gold, not taking it, Villa.
That doesn't mean you can't take other things, though.
Hang on, though. The idea is to hurt the informants and make them sick, right? But they won't inform if they don't get paid. If we just took the gold, then we could use the gold for various things, and then they wouldn't get paid, and they'd stop informing.
The problem is we don't know who the informants are. So this is also a way to dig out who they are. The ones that get sick with this illness will be...
This is one of Blake's plans, isn't it? The kind of plan that denies me the gold I richly deserve.
You can take other things from inside. In fact, if you make it look like a robbery, all the better.
Hey, I like the way this holy man of justice thinks about crime.
It's the greater good. Greater good.
The greater good.
Yeah, I'll just take two of your tough burly lads and I'll get that done tonight. I'm assuming you don't want me to break in during the day.
Whenever you feel most comfortable.
Midnight
I
it is.
trust your penchant for self-preservation will get you through this.
It's not a penchant for self-preservation. I'm a born coward. It says so here. The next one in is Gan. You doing anything midnight tomorrow, Gan? Yeah, probably. Why? Never mind.
Oh, your gun's coming up as well as going down.
You'll be holding up a corridor.
You'll keep holding it up.
So, we're finally going to be distributing all of that food to the needy.
That's correct.
Just me by myself.
No, we're going to send 4 men, since you aren't very likely to get around that well on your own because you have wanted posters up.
Oh. Are you sure you want me doing this? I mean, just like checking off numbers and...
Well, you were a butcher, so you know more about how to cut them animal properly and which cuts of meat are better for
What
different
portions?
Oh, that's a good
people.
point,
And
I
portions
suppose.
better.
Yeah.
So you really want me to do a more proper apportioning than just random distribution?
Well, we
You'll
need to
probably
make
be
it.
handling things at the tump itself.
We need to make sure things go. It goes as far as possible while feeding as many people as possible. If you know what I
Alright,
mean.
well then, that's going to take a long time. I think I'd have to start right away with the 4 of your smarter guys, and it's probably going to take me a day and a half, 2 days to do.
You can
Probably.
take 2 or 3 days if necessary.
Oh, then no problem. Yeah.
At least
How many
2
guys
anyway.
did you say?
4.
And I'm probably going to want some gold to give them to bribe guards and whatnot. And it's going to cost a lot because we'll be going across the whole city. Could be 200-300 if you assume 2 to 3 gold per guard each crossing. He rattles off a series of numbers and figures. Could be about minimum 150, but I'd want 2, maybe 2.5.
200, I think, would be fine.
250 would probably be safe.
250 to be safe? Sure, why not?
Great. I'll have someone come around pick it up. And he leaves. There's a bit of a to-do in the common room,
No.
and about half an hour later,
Okay, I will.
a knock comes to the door,
Okay. Who is it?
announcing Sir Guy of Westmarch to see the noble hero from the north.
My God.
Enter.
Harold pushes the door open. It's actually like a young, well-kept man in light armour, clearly a squire of some kind.
Mm.
And Sir Guy enters. He's like, and he bows in a deep flourish. Might I assume that I have the... I'm really I'm annoyed I'm sick for this bit. I love this guy. Might I assume I have the pleasure of addressing Saphiro the Rat Paladin, hero of the North, flame of Tor,
You.
wielder of the true sword of last hope, and keeper of a rat.
Former keeper of a rat, and I was not a paladin, that was a misnomer.
Surely, though, that does not reflect on your deeds any less.
I would like to hope not.
It would please me greatly if you would take my hand in brotherhood, sir, for I have heard much of your works and your party. Shake. Now, you have given me an interesting task.
Yes.
These villainous ne'er-do-well traitors from the north, pretending to be guards, and their ill, foul coin need to be parted. And you have assigned lonely me to the task. I am deeply honoured that you think so much of my skills, but I will need men.
We have abortion men for you as well.
But we weren't sure how many you thought you would need, so we thought that would be best left to you.
Well, allow me to outline my plan. I think you will agree it is the best compromise between our objectives and actually being able to do it. Now, obviously, gentlemen, if we look at the map here, I cannot possibly intercept it before it makes its first stop. So close to the palace, so many men would rush out between here and the main watch house, as it would be suicide for the poor men who accompanied me. And I would have to kill too many dutiful men who serve under a known watch captain of some merit. Likewise, intercepting it here on this bridge would be out of the question, so I propose here. Why a bridge? Because it is narrow, with only 2 entrances. Now, as they begin to cross the bridge, I shall arrange for 2 men to begin following it. It will be moving slowly, as all traffic does across the bridge. Myself and 2 others, if I am allowed as many as 5, that is, will await here. Now, we will challenge the guards and attack them. And the battle will lead back across the bridge and down this main street, where they will no doubt use their whistles and bells to call for help from this watch house. Now, the battle is a diversion, you see, for the 2 who are following, and 1 other, perhaps a more shady type, will make off with the slimly guarded carriage itself down here, abandoning it somewhere in this region and making off with the gold. They will rendezvous with me at a location of my choice, and I will make sure it is done properly. If it has not been accomplished there, then we will try again here, in the main square prior to Hyde Park.
You do believe they will continue their journey after a first attempt, even if it has failed?
These brigands are greedy, corrupt, and foul men. I know their type well. I have skewered many in my time, and I will skewer more. If they do not get paid, that foul abomination that calls himself Regent will have trouble on his hands. So the carriage will either proceed on, or they will dispatch another, which will be harder to intercept. So we must succeed here. And I could do that with 5 men, my squire here, and my trusty steed. Of course, I will have to mask myself so as not to give away my identity. So the guards will not run in fear, but they will die. All of them. I believe this to be well within my capabilities, assuming the estimates I've been given are correct.
Very
Well,
good.
we can easily give you 5 men.
Excellent.
Isn't that exactly how many we
We
thought to
guessed
give
here.
them? Yeah.
Now, I think Blake has I think the gold has to go to Blake, who's going to redistribute it to the poor.
I would use it to strengthen his revolution, but 'tis Blake's revolution to run.
I would agree with you, but
I do not concern myself with the messiness of mercantile commerce and such. Well then, I will begin scouting and making my plans. Good day to you all, sirs.
Thank you very much.
May fortune favour the bold. He
May
sweeps out of the
fortune
room.
favour us all.
He sweeps out of the room, and you feel lesser for having lost him. Sulan arrives back.
Oh!
Oh, do you need men, Sulan?
What?
Sorry, it's just been quite the morning.
Are you going to need additional people to help
Oh.
with the camp?
Let's just let Sulan report and we can work on things from there. Sulan.
Did you even find the camp, Sulan?
Yes, I managed to find the camp. There seems to be a bit of turmoil in the camp when I got there, and I don't think it's going to be much of a issue. We could
Turn these two factions within the camp itself against each other, or
I think they were turned against each other. There was quite a lot of mayhem as I left. I did manage to infiltrate the area, and I found these. I don't know if they'll be of any help.
is that beneath the palace? Do they match?
No, not quite.
So these factions were already fighting amongst themselves.
This one does, though.
There seems to be dissent and anger amongst the
But were they literally fighting, as in not just verbally, but was there clashing of swords or throwing of spells or?
I think before long there would have been. We can go back out there and check, but I don't think they're going to be too much of a issue. I don't know who they were, but they're very, very organised.
How many were there?
These are maps of the palace.
As I surmised.
I couldn't estimate, maybe 200, maybe.
200.
They didn't seem like they were mercenaries. They were very well organised.
Perhaps we can fan the flames, so to speak, to make sure that's the.
I don't know who they were, but they were talking about banishing the light, and they're very. Would I be able to draw any of the symbols that I reckon that I saw? It's whether I could draw it, but whether he would recognise anything that I could draw to a level.
Nothing they'd recognise. I mean, you can draw out a thing.
You didn't. I don't know what happened when I was going to get food.
Let me actually draw one for you.
You didn't happen to get anything with their when you had their robes or anything that had the symbol on it.
Oh, no, the robes had no symbols on the robes. Yeah. Some of the robes were grey with white.
Grey, not like the robes of the men that attacked us on the road.
They weren't like the guys.
They were those robes.
They were those robes. Yes.
Interesting.
But these ones were very well disciplined. As I said, their watch was very well organised. Their tents were.
So did you manage to work out what the nature of the disagreement within their own?
I think a few were dissatisfied with their hierarchy.
Was there anything directly related to Roman and his regime? And
that was one of the symbols.
Okay, I suppose I roll heraldry?
Yes.
5.
That's pretty good.
Now roll religion, if you have it.
I do.
6.
6.
That is a religious order. Ancient. It is from the most recently used officially as a religious symbol during the Dark Times. It is a splinter faction of the Church of Ifrit and the Church of Seluna, who merged together, calling themselves the Accord of Holy Seekers to reveal. They were a despotic order who at one point actually managed to hold great sway over half of Iran and Demetara, two vassal states of Serenia at the time, who had to be brought under heel. The cult was most known for a communistic redistribution of wealth policy, which actually ended up being more of a rob from the poor and give to them.
Much like actual communism.
And actual religion.
They believed that lives put an eclipse over Ifrit's holy light, and every life was a beacon to Seluna. But because night follows day, there had to be balance. So they used their holy methods to determine who should live and who should die. Half of all siblings in these nations were killed at the time. Husband or wife must sacrifice themselves after they have given birth to at least 2 children, half of which must be sacrificed. The which ones were determined by the priests. The religion eventually faded into obscurity when corruption and bribery determined who would live and who would die. And the gods themselves are said to have smoked down the last temple of this religion.
So the fact that there are 200 of them gathered in one area
is probably all there are in the world.
That's quite a, That's quite a...
I mean, it's had other names over the time, but that was the big one that took over half a nation.
They're a group of fanatics.
Well, that's probably why they're infighting.
I wonder why they're here. They're working for Roman? Or with
He
Roman?
could be promising them a place they can stay.
or a place to practice their religion.
They seem like they're outcast to the point where they're almost nomadic. So if he's going to give them a place where they can securely set up a church...
I mean, 200 strong, well-trained troops would be...
With magic.
With magic would be very helpful.
If that group gets a foothold in anywhere, it's not going to be good for anybody who lives in that place. You thought half the population was dying already? Wait till these guys start running the show. That's the interesting thing. Wasn't Roman somewhat aligned with Ferris Adar?
Maybe he's giving them what they want too.
Be interesting.
It's easy enough to tell one side that you're only using the other one so that you can establish a temple of the one true god, and then tell the other side the same thing.
I have a feeling that the followers of Ferris Adar would not even know about Roman's connection to these guys.
Well, would you like to tell them?
Although they do, these guys will bring conflict to the world, and that's not necessarily something that, if we're reading them right, they will shy away from.
Anyway, how's your other plans going?
Well, we've got varying degrees of confidence from the ones involved. Villa, for instance, I'm hoping his own penchant for self-preservation will get him through it.
But everything else is going according?
Most of the others seem fairly confident. At least the ones that have come to me so far.
So were we planning on planning Adrian's mission at all, or did he just want to go at it with no plan whatsoever?
Well, I don't know
No
that he's.
man.
I don't know about that, so because I thought it was decided.
Well, if we've met everyone, I suppose I should probably go now then.
Go and do what?
You know, have a look around.
So you're just going to scout out the place first and then come back?
Well, I'm going to go inside.
Where is he going inside of?
You don't want to know.
Okay.
The wizards. We need some way of dealing with them.
And you're going to let them go in there and root around? Is that?
Yeah, that would be, I guess that would be a decent term to describe it.
So how are you even going to get in there without them noticing you? How are you going to get past the traps?
Well, I have Detect Magic memorized a few times, so for the most part I should be able to avoid magical traps.
What if they aren't magical traps?
It's very unlikely that there will be non-magical traps in there.
And you're basing that on what?
It's a mage's tower, Saphira.
Yes, but wouldn't that make it obvious that they'd have magical traps?
You're looking too far into it.
Also, if anybody's interested in going in there, would it not be mages who could disarm magical traps, but may not be able to disarm non-magical traps?
Mages don't think like that.
Clearly they don't.
No, I mean, you've met Charles, right? For the most part, wizards tend to disregard normal people as mundane and not worth their time at all, and wouldn't bother investing in non-magical traps.
Can I have your stuff when you don't come back?
It is tears.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess I won't be taking all of it, but I intend to come back.
What you intend and what actually happens are two entirely different things, Adrian.
Oh, can you give me the Sulan mission folder?
Do you need any men, Adrian?
No. They would probably just...
We might want to add this to the Adrian mission though.
They would probably just get scared off by any magical goings on, for the most part.
Would you like to take Sulan with you?
I mean, if you want to come with me, Sulan.
You trust him going by himself?
No.
Hey,
Off you go then. Sulan's in charge. Listen to everything she says.
It's gone from would you like to take Sulan with you to she's now doing your mission. And your assets. Expendable assets.
Sulan, if he does anything, and anything that goes against your orders whatsoever, the mission is off and you're taking him back.
You don't understand. Neither of you think like a mage. You think like normal people.
And that might be their undoing.
To be fair, Saphira thinks like a cleric. Which is like 1 foot in either place,
Yeah.
because he's aware of these things, even if he doesn't understand them.
And I think like an Amazon.
But they're not normal either.
No. But they're not mages.
We have
Some
wise
of
ones.
Some of them
are.
Yes.
And all of them are prepared for what happens if you become one, so... I mean, the difference between, say, like, Muggins the Thief instead of Sulan is Muggins the Thief is very likely to turn around and run when suddenly magic flares up from nowhere. Sulan probably wouldn't. Unless she really wanted to, then she could. I guess.
If Adrian even looks at anything that is not directly related to the mission, you were to bring him back.
If you're gonna act like that, I'm just gonna go by myself.
When do you wish to achieve this?
I was gonna go now. I was sort of waiting for all the people to come and meet Saphira, since I was keeping track of everything. But I think everyone's come up now, so...
Is there any common pattern that magic users do in this place? Well, my wise ones would do rituals at certain times.
Well, I wouldn't know what school these mages are. I don't think the person who wrote this wasn't aware enough of how magic works that they wrote wizards instead of what type of wizard they were.
How many Z's on me?
Because it was written by somebody who doesn't think like a wizard.
Well, exactly.
Your insubordination suggests to me, Adrian, that you are going out of your way to get things that are not related to the mission.
No, it's more that sometimes something can look incredibly out of place and you wouldn't think... It might not even look out of place. You just might not think it's at all relevant, but it is.
Yes, something very well, but there's a difference between that and going, oh, shiny magic thing, or oh, new book I haven't read. Think I'll grab that because I want it.
Hard.
Well, they can be beneficial sometimes too.
To the mission at hand.
Actually, he's right. Sometimes you can read a book and it might be something along the lines of, oh yay, ye who can read this magic book, here's the next 10 traps in my tower. Knowledge has its payoffs, yo. Signed Ventuzla, fuck you normals.
How about going closer to dusk?
I mean, I can go whenever.
Dusk is the Amazon word for Vespers.
I can go whenever you want. I don't know when that is, though.
Vespers.
Oh, okay.
Well, I imagine Sulan needs some rest. She was up all night.
I may need to get some gear. Don't leave. I'll be back.
Well, if you're gonna come...
So, what you just said was, stay here. I'll be back. Fucking badass. Only badasses get to say that.
Am I badass enough?
Mm-hmm. I'll give you that one.
She's the badass with the nice ass.
Right, so Captain Smooth comes back in and he's like, hey, I've got all my end arranged. I just need a little, I need like workman's tools and that to blend in, so I'm gonna need like 40 silver for that. Oh, and I'm gonna need to know like how you want it to break apparently, because that's an issue.
Preferably in a way that will not be obvious to anybody passing by. It needs to be able to stand up until the execution itself. If you could get them to tip over or something so that...
Or
as soon
wait
as they-
until... Because, likely they're going to execute all 12 at once, right?
Yeah.
So make it so that it can support 1 or 2 people on top of it. But any more than that, make it likely to crumble.
Or have a key piece that pulls out and it all falls apart.
You could have that, but you'd need some kind of
That sounds hard.
somebody to actually activate. Well, somebody to actually pull out said key piece.
Okay.
When they go to pull the lever to drop it down, it actually collapses the whole thing. But I'm not here.
So he leaves with his money. And Dudley comes back. He's like, okay, so I think I can make it to the top of the tower. That shouldn't be a problem.
Still in range.
Well, the problem does come from how much covering fire and execution am I supposed to do from up there? I'll have to bring some extra quivers, and I'll want some climbing gear if you want any kind of steady shot from up there. At least something made out of leather so it won't tear, a loop and a brace, and I'll want some climbing walls and pikes, picks, and other things.
You know what you need. I can provide the funds.
Right. How about I go out and buy it and then bill you what it cost?
If you can afford to do that, then by all means.
Okay. Dudley leaves. Oh, well, maybe not.
No, yeah, he can leave. What I'm going to ask is, they've done hands before, right?
Yes.
And they've got a general idea on how they construct them each time?
Yes. The gantries are constructed along the edge of the stage on the E3 side. Ropes are slung over them, and then your victims generally stand on a thing which is kicked out from underneath them.
So very
by
basic.
a burly guy who is a hooded man wielding a half-moon axe, and if any of them, don't die, he chops their heads off with his axe.
Alright, that won't work then.
You're thinking more the complicated 18th century style western gantries where they have the little
The trapdoors, yes.
Too advanced.
Yeah.
Because that would be really handy. Because they would pull one lever, all the trapdoors would drop, and the main beam would collapse.
Oh,
I was thinking if it's all attached to one, if it's all one main unit that's all attached together, all you need to do is have the whole thing tip over, and then the guy who's standing behind them with the axe falls on his ass too.
Yeah, actually have the whole thing twist to one side.
Of course, the way to do that would be to construct it with weak, unbraced joints, and then have some big tough guy like, I don't know, Oleg Gan just push it from one side. If he
I
can get
did
close.
wonder about getting Ganon to do something like that, because that's basically
Well, like replacing the headsman.
because
with
that's
Oleg
basically
Gan.
what Little John did in the thing. Was he
Fuck,
pushed
that'd be
over-
ideal. Replacing the X-Men.
Yeah, well, you didn't think of that.
No. Fuck. Oh, I wasn't there.
Well, no, but I was thought
The
odds.
executioner.
The odds of that, I was thinking, would be pretty slim.
Because
The thing is, the executioner is masked and therefore unknown,
because of that.
even though
very reason.
everyone knows who he is.
He's the one that kills rats, torments them.
That's Roman.
It probably is Roman in the mask.
We don't talk about that.
What does a press rat sound like?
I can't do it right now.
No.
I had a little noise and everything all arranged, but I can't make it. So anyway, you're informed halfway through the day. I'm assuming you're out.
Yes.
Oh, you're actually out, not just resting.
No. I said I've
At
gone out.
Sext, well, just before 6, someone comes up and says, "So are you going to see Roman's proclamation?"
Oh,
Yes. He's going to make one about the rebellion.
okay.
I wouldn't advise going, Saphira.
Well, I mean, it would.
No, what I
He
mean
would
is,
expect me to go, wouldn't he? He would expect.
what I mean is, he's likely to pull out scribbles, and if he pulls out scribbles, you're gonna fight him.
Scribbles, I would like to hope, would be safe as long as I don't show myself. I mean, that's...
No, trust me, Saphira. He will literally say, unless Saphira shows himself, I'll crush his rat to death.
But he won't crush him to death because, well, he has the rat. He's got that over me, doesn't he?
I still wouldn't advise going.
The rat protects him and he knows it.
I have a feeling you'd let your emotions get the best of you in that situation.
You're probably right. Just like you'll let those magical artifacts and books get the best of you when you go into that tower.
Well,
I'm not hearing a no.
different situations, I suppose.
Same outcomes.
Not really. One totally ends the rebellion before the final act, and the other one just gets me trapped for a little bit.
So
Worst
no
case
one's
scenario.
going.
To the
Okay.
no, I mean I could send somebody to. Although I suppose town criers will be spreading it around afterwards.
Hold on.
No.
Okay. If I have heard about it, I would swing by on the way
But
through.
we won't know.
Well,
that
town
you
criers will be
You
talking
won't know
about
that.
Roman's proclamation.
Up to the event, yes.
Yeah.
And if Sulan's out and about getting shit, then...
I suppose.
Wait, Villa's gonna be. He's gonna be unoccupied up until tonight anyway.
Oh, don't doubt that he's scouting the place out now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Planning. What are the 5 P's, Stephen? Proper planning prevents piss poor performance.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yep.
Arousing.
I do want to find out what he
Okay,
has
so
to say.
basically, the crowds are spear pointed into being crowds around Roman. The band plays, and he appears on the battlement. After being announced, hear ye, come gather and listen to the word of your righteous protector, Avatar of the true God Pharaoh, your holy seer, man of the people, the people's champion, the shield which protects you from the evils of the world, the Lord Regent, in the absence of the king stricken by a foul illness caused by the rat paladin, falsely named, and his necromantic party, Duke Roman of House Reigns. And he comes out. You're surrounded by guards who are pointing spears in your backs. What do you do? That kind of cheer.
Yeah.
Booyah!
A
Booyah!
few enthusiastic cheers from the crowd, because some people really do believe it.
He's too good
to be beaten by
this easily. He's gotta make a comeback.
He comes out. He has a little cage on a loop in his belt with this little bits of rat sticking out. You can see that before you. He absolutely just twists this little crank on it with his free hand while he's acknowledging the crowd. He says, "Dear beloved citizens of Merlin," cheers. "It saddens me to tell you that there are those who hate your country and your king. Someone screams from the crowd. "It is! They are called the Rebellion. And they are led by one Roger Blake, known child fornicator and consorting with necromancers. And, despite my best efforts to reach out a hand of friendship to these misguided fools, they have turned their backs on me, and you, and this country that is so great." Cheers, everyone. "And I have asked myself, what can I do to make them realize that I am their friend and benevolent pro tem ruler? I can do nothing. They would never accept me or your rightful king or even your wishes. So I've decided to stop trying. And unfortunately, we must flush out this illness from our midst. Which is why every week 50 suspected resistance members will be rounded up and killed. And then, if they do not come forth and profess their perfidy and accept justice, then this will continue until there are no more people and there is no more resistance. I am also announcing 100 gold bounty for anyone who gives us information that leads to their capture, payable in cash at registered bounty officers. Simply come before them, give your information, and walk away with 100 gold crowns. My gift to true citizens for helping us help you. Particularly, we are interested in finding out where the one called Saphiro, the rat traitor, is.
Not there.
I'm putting on for soon. And we announce an amnesty for even those who were in his party who now they realize is evil will turn him over. To the one called Edrin, should he bring me the head of the rat traitor, I will give him that magic tower and all it contains, and a bounty of 50,000 gold pieces.
It's a good thing you're not there.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it,
To
though.
the one called Sulin of the amazing cleavage, should she bring me his head,
Oh, no.
I will give her half a kingdom and a position as my queen, should the king come to an unfortunate end. She throws up a little in her mouth.
I was honestly expecting to say, I will give her her shield bearer back.
He doesn't know about
He doesn't
that.
know about that? Wasn't he in league with... Oh, no, that was a different group of... okay.
Yeah, there's so many groups
That's second time. Yeah, I don't think he knows about
There's
that.
so many groups that hate us, it's like, oh, which one?
and would promise her whatever aid she might want in her life. To the foreigner, the one called Gubbo.
Nice.
We don't know what he wants, but he'll get it. By the name of the king. Those who are found consorting with the rat traitor, they will suffer a special fate. The goddess commands it. So shall it be. Also, we're not fond of Rog Blake. Same thing. I have spoken in the name of the king, Stephen, who's totally alive. Shall it be done? More cheering as he leaves.
I was gonna say we could, like, turn over Saphiro as a way to get into the palace, but he wants us to kill Saphiro before we bring him in,
To
so...
be fair, bring me his head has always also been acceptable when you bring the rest of the body attached to it.
Give me my magical tower. Here he is. Gimme.
It's a good deal! One best friend for one magical tower.
And 50,000.
Oh, well, that's just an added bonus.
Yeah, but you buy more tower, 50,000.
I can upgrade it.
Oh, put hot rod flames on it!
It'll go faster.
It's running your pickaxe through the fucking... through the walls. It makes it go faster!
The crowd starts murmuring. I think I remember seeing those traitor ones somewhere around here. I could sure use 100 gold. We can't go around turning everyone in with great cleavage. No, she has red eyes like a devil. I heard they were blue. Everyone's got blue eyes. Well, not everyone has blue eyes. No. Lots of people have blue eyes. Yeah, but you said everyone. Two fishwives start hitting each other with kippers.
Jesus.
I'll leave. Good call. Let me just roll real quick here to see if you're arrested for being too smexy. No.
Get involved in the brawl.
No.
Sula doesn't have any kippers, silly Adrian.
The problem is,
Slaps Adrian with kipper.
as soon as my eyes are seen,
Yeah.
it's all over.
It is 6:30 when Sulan arrives back.
Ah. Greetings, Sulan. How fare thee? You look nervous. I trust you came across some bad news.
I may have made my way near the palace.
Oh, so you heard Roman's declaration.
Yes.
Oh, what was that? I am curious.
Well, they're offering 100 gold to anyone that has information on the Resistance whereabouts.
What, whether it's justified or not? Just people can just make up anything and get 100 gold.
They didn't say otherwise.
Gloves off, fuckers.
It didn't.
We could use this to our advantage.
Yes.
What? You're gonna wait till people give the information, walk away with their gold, then mug them?
No!
No, we're going to
people-
give them false information!
Yes! You give them false information! At the same time, you make money for the Resistance because by giving the false information, you get paid for it as well. So you lead them on
Do you
wild...
really think I haven't planned for this?
You give them, send them on a wild goose chase and at the same time...
And he's going to take 50 suspected Resistance people.
Which you should read as just random people.
Yeah. Every week, and hang them until
just kill them.
kill them
Kill them.
until there's no more resistance.
In other words, until there's no more people at all.
It was
Yes.
actually his literal words.
And then Roman will not be ruling over anybody.
No, this actually will work because by the time it's happened twice,
Yeah.
people will turn you all in because
That's
they
it.
don't want to be next. Because
Yeah.
they're just hitting 50 random dudes.
Yeah.
Dead. Every week, they'll turn you in so quick.
So we have to kill Roman before the end of the week then.
Yes. Also, he said that he would, for the head of Saphiro, he was willing to offer amnesty to his party.
Oh, that's us. You hear that, Saphiro? We could turn you in and get away with it. Don't you think Roman would go through with his word and let us get away? Don't you think it's exactly what Roman would do?
I can
I
tell you.
don't think he would do that at all, Adrian.
Funny that.
I can tell you the offer that he also added into it was
Oh, there was more.
unpleasant.
Unpleasant. What, so he offered to give you amnesty but at the same time be nasty to you?
Would marrying him be nasty?
He wanted to marry Adrian?
And and offer half a kingdom to be his queen, if King Stephen died.
When
Isn't he already dead though?
Again, it wasn't as good as your offer.
I don't think
Oh,
Roman knows
what
you
do I
very
get?
well.
Enough.
Well, that's not a description. Come on, Solon, tell me what I get.
I'm concerned if I told you.
Oh, did he offer him his staff back and a whole bunch of magical artifacts or something?
Do you actually think I would take a deal from Roman in exchange for Saphiro?
I would have whispered in your ear what the offer was.
I'm sure Adrian wouldn't turn me in for that, not unless he had some kind of plan behind it.
Well, I mean, turning you in could potentially get us close to Roman. But the only thing is, Roman would never be stupid enough to believe we would actually turn you in without intending to kill him in the process.
No, I'd be better off just marching in myself. than
Exactly.
Getting any of you involved.
I want my amnesty. Here I am. I'm a member of my party.
I am curious as to what happened to the mission to get the spear out of the castle, but
Failed.
okay.
Fuck you. But yes, it's unpleasant. We need to get this done sooner rather than later.
Well, the only thing is, going into a tower like this, it could potentially be outside of time. So we might come out in 100 years.
That's not going. But Roman's wizards wouldn't be.
Well, no, that's why it's a risk we have to take. So they might be stuck in there too. Or they could have control of it. But if they aren't, and they can just come out freely, or there's less, or time goes slower in there than it does out here, we have to take that risk. That's the thing.
Okay. Do you understand what he's talking about, Sulan? I'm completely lost.
I don't know whether he's trying to scare us or...
I just thought it would be better if, in a week or so, I still wasn't out of the tower. It might be why. Well, yeah.
We kind of need you out of the tower within a day or two, but... I mean, if nothing else, things are probably going to come to a head at this execution. This hanging.
Do you know when, if Duke Winter is coming, or when he's set to arrive?
I do not know.
Seraphine might even have
Seraphine
reached them by now.
Yes, I mean, I was going to say, Seraphine only just left, you know, not even...
3 days ago.
A day ago, so is it 3 days ago now?
Oh, not even 3 days.
Yeah.
Well, death is a thing best shared. Let's go.
I mean, that's not really true. But... Actually, I don't know where you're going with that one. Let's go.
May he watch over you both, who is judge of over all the world.
Have you got the gear?
Well, I don't really need much things. So, I have a lot of water and some dried food.
I'm talking about the poisons and stuff for the wizards.
No, I don't have any of that. I was just hoping to trigger traps on top of them.
Would these do?
Do I recognize it?
I don't know. Depends what these are.
Only the poisons.
Oh.
I mean, I got below my ant, which is what I'm pretty sure herbalism gives as well.
Nope.
No?
You don't recognise them.
Okay. I have no idea what that is.
Okay, I was led to believe they were poisons.
I mean, they might be. I'm just not familiar with them. Well, I mean, if you're going with me, you could probably just kill them. So...
Yeah, I mean, she's a master assassin and everything, isn't she?
You're taking that.
I don't want to suggest it, but you might want to take the mask.
Why?
Well, judging from the way it worked when we were in the pit, it could potentially allow you to see weaknesses in magical traps and doors, and cut through magic itself.
If you believe it's safe?
I wouldn't say safe, but it's an option, I suppose.
Alright, I'll take the mask. He knows more about magic than I do. You know, wouldn't it have been a better thing to spend the last scroll on too?
The mask.
Yeah, it would have been a good one too.
It probably would have gone. This item can't be identified without.
It's a greater scroll though.
No, it didn't work on the stuff.
You got to points though.
It got so far and then
It got the
stopped.
name.
Yeah.
Alright.
You guys are going now.
Yep.
Okay.
What,
Well,
dust, basically.
Sulin wanted to go.
Whispers.
Sulin wanted to go Vespers.
Okay, so is there anything between now and Vespers you guys want to do?
We'll get something to eat at some point.
Get
I
some
imagine.
rest. Just get.
Okay.
Have you got any idea on how to get in here? In there?
I've got a few. We could always use the lift up the side as well.
Lift.
There's like a.
It's on the inside.
It's on the inside. Yeah. Well, I mean, chances are we can probably just go in. It's the inside we have to worry about.
I'll point out which tower it is, since it was pointed to me.
Well, it's fairly tall.
Yeah, I mean, like you'd probably see it in like the skyline of the city, but
Oh, sure.
yeah. But I mean, I just don't know where it is exactly on the map.
Just because the map's flat and not.
Yeah. So where is it?
There we go. That's the way it's supposed to go up when read.
Oh, there. Okay.
You guys, have your dinner. And off you go.
So you're probably going to need to show me a way to get through here without running into any guards, Solon, since they're a curfew.
Just stay and follow quietly.
Yeah, but sometimes you disappear.
So I'll.
One would think a young man like you would be able to keep your eyes on a half-naked woman.
You would think so, but sometimes she just
She's-
magically
she's-
vanishes.
She's not in robes or anything.
I don't know, she hasn't said so.
I assumed you were in your like peasant garb.
I'll be in-
like when we were doing our reconnaissance of the whole town. That kind of
If anything, I'll be in peasant garb because if I was in my normal clothing, it'd be obvious.
As you wish. Very soon you're standing before Ven Tower. A large, dark, forbidding structure. And almost Orthankian.
Well, this looks cozy, doesn't it?
So how do we get in?
Just sort of like a look around so there and obvious entrances and stuff.
Okay. You spent some time looking around.
Yeah.
You see no doors.
Okay.
An hour later, you find your bent grass.
This area seems to be the area they come in from.
Shining the light on the wall, is there anything like that looks out of place there?
No, but finally the moon comes up. And that does reveal the door.
Yeah, okay.
Nice little well-designed archway. Little fancy script around it.
Okay.
Still don't see the door so much, but you can see where it is.
Yeah. I'll try like putting my hand on it.
Feels cold.
Like colder than normal.
A little bit.
Okay. Can I read any of the script around the door?
Can you? What do you read?
Oh no, like I mean, I only read like basic, but like there might be like some stuff that I've picked up that it could give me an idea of what language it is. Or, is there anything like? Are there any like sort of indentations or something in the like the archway, or is it just like glowing symbols?
It's just glowing symbols that would otherwise unremarkable from the rest of the wall.
Okay. Well, is there anything like in the in there that like looks like you could put something against it that would like fill up that space or something?
No.
No.
Well, this isn't gonna help.
Give me a minute.
No secret words. Open.
What language are you saying that in?
Can I use Elvish?
If you roll.
What do you want this against?
I believe we've been using int.
Okay, cool. 7.
So what's the Elvish word for open?
Dude, I don't know what it is. I don't speak Elvish.
Edra. If you've seen Lord of the Rings or read the book, you know
It's
that.
like melon, isn't it?
No, that means friend. Edra
Best friend,
is
yeah,
open.
so-
Idro.
The door opens. With a grinding noise, it slides in, pulls aside.
Well, let's go.
I'll follow.
And shout at the devil. And then in the beginning it said, "We shall rule the afterwards forever." So I just figured, join Satan and, you'd have the power, you'd be able to take over the